What's up, everybody? Jordan Stewart here from Vover. Thanks so much for tapping into the Vover original show. Just a reminder that if you want to drop your opinions about the episode or respond to the host and guests with your voice, go and download the Vover app wherever you get your apps. Vover, voice over everything. Enjoyed the show.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Space Jam Week here on Vover. Ben Cruz here, the head of sports programming at Vover, and this Friday, July 16th, 2021, Space Jam: A New Legacy, starring LeBron James, hits theaters and HBO Max, bringing the Space Jam universe back into our lives. The original Space Jam, starring Michael Jordan, hit theaters on November 15th, 1996, grossing over $250 million at the box office. To celebrate the newest addition to the Space Jam universe this Friday, we're celebrating Space Jam Week here at Vover by releasing 5 shows dedicated to the franchise, with the final episode of this series dropping on Friday, July 16th, the day Space Jam: A New Legacy hits theaters. As a reminder on how these shows are going to work, similar to Fast and the Furious Week that we did at the end of June, we're not going to be doing a rewatch pod on the previous film or anything like that. We're looking to answer 5 big picture questions about the Space Jam franchise as a whole, all in our typical short form format. So, crack open some Michael's secret stuff. It's time to stretch out for an improbable dunk while 5 Monstars hold on to you, and welcome our first guest to Space Jam Week here on Vover. He is the host of Vover's Pop Culture Corner and Fairway Finders, and his pro player comparison is Space Jam Stan Podolak, a.k.a. Wayne Knight. He is my partner in crime, the incomparable Jeremy Loss. Jay, welcome to Space Jam Week here on Vover.
I'm excited to be here. Space Jam is one of my favorite movies of all time. So excited to dive into the next iteration of this movie. I'm hopeful that I get a Toon Squad jersey here soon, because I actually enjoy these jerseys a lot more than the originals.
Ooh, that's a discussion for another day, but speaking of that Toon Squad jersey, pop it on and help us answer the first big question we have lined up here on Space Jam Week. Are the Looney Tunes still popular enough to feature in a movie? Jay, what do you think?
No, I can't remember the last time I saw a Looney Tunes product, a Looney Tunes show, Looney Tunes mentioned in pop culture. I think the last time I saw something Looney Tunes related was when I went to Six Flags 6 years ago.
Yep.
Even that felt super dated. So I just don't think they resonate anymore. I think they were kind of on the tail end when they did the original Space Jam, to be honest with you. I wasn't a huge Bugs Bunny fan as a kid, but I knew who he was. I think there might be 2 generations of kids that have absolutely no idea who the fuck Bugs Bunny is. So it's a little confusing and a little bizarre that a major studio would put money behind resurfacing characters that haven't seen the limelight in 20 plus years.
Yeah, I mean, I find that strange too. And on the flip side, I was a massive Looney Tunes fan growing up. I'd catch the reruns basically whenever they would play them, Saturday afternoons randomly when you're just trying to pass the day. And I feel like the original Space Jam, why it was such a big success, was the stars basically aligning. When they re-released basically Looney Tunes for everyone to consume, kind of the episodes from the 70s and everything beyond, when they basically re-released it, their popularity skyrocketed again, right? Looney Tunes became relevant in that moment in the early 90s. And you also had Michael Jordan, who was coming back from his first retirement, kind of basically at the peak of his popularity and his powers, and putting them together just kind of made sense during that time. In 1996, it was a perfect pairing. Now, here in 2021, LeBron makes all the sense in the world, right? The most famous basketball player, current anyway, and so he should be the star of this movie. The Looney Tunes, like you said, I haven't seen a Looney Tunes cartoon in so long, and anytime I see Bugs or Daffy Duck or anyone in that crew, it's more of a nostalgia play, right? Where I'm oh, that reminds me of my childhood. That was good times. Kind of similar to how I feel about the Ninja Turtles, but that's a pod for another time. But I did find it interesting that they kind of stuck with this universe and keeping the Looney Tunes in it, right? And we'll talk about the storyline at some point down later this week, but it's a strange choice because there are so many other cartoons that are more relevant now and that they could have paired with LeBron. And I mean, I guess, is there Space Jam? Is the universe still the same without the Looney Tunes? I don't know, but it was a very odd choice to kind of bring them back like nothing had happened. Also,
yeah, like they were still in public. I actually like the idea, and I wish they had the balls to do that. And I think this is kind of more of a statement as to where Hollywood and television and movies are now. Like, I wish they just would have had the balls to be like, here's original characters, and we're going to do Space Jam. We're going to put a new spin on Space Jam, but with original characters. I think everything now in when it comes to movies or when it comes to TV is like a rehash of something that happened in the past. Like, we're getting a live action Fairly Odd Parents show. Why?
Yeah.
You know, so it's like I think they dropped the ball in trying to do something unique and trying to do a new spin on a classic property. Shoot, like if we had new characters and it was LeBron, it was just Space Jam, I would have been happy with that. But it just feels odd that they're bringing back characters that nobody cares about. Like my son has no idea. My son is 6 years old. He's going to be 7 in a couple months. He has no idea who the hell Bugs Bunny is. He has no idea who the Tasmanian Devil is. Watching Space Jam, he's excited about seeing Bugs Bunny. He's going to be excited about seeing LeBron James. He's going to be excited about seeing Anthony Davis being turned into a hawk, you know? And so I think they just missed the opportunity to move away from the classics and get into something new, something that's going to excite a younger generation. And I don't think Bugs Bunny, Tasmanian Devil, or Daffy Duck does it, you know?
Yeah. And it's unfortunate too, because I mean, at the time, like that cartoon, in terms of like the humor and everything else, like obviously there's a lot of things that are very problematic, right? There's the reason why Pepe Le Pew isn't in this film anymore.
Yeah.
Feels like they're stuck in a time capsule, right? And they're kind of opening it up now. And again, it's a nostalgia play. So I get that they're trying to get everyone who loved the first one back, like you and me. But again, the original Space Jam wasn't made for adults. Like I remember,
it's a kids movie. Like,
yeah,
this movie shouldn't be like made for us. Like,
no,
it should be made for kids. They should if they wanted to take characters that they have in their back pocket. I mean, it's Warner Brothers, so they have Cartoon Network in their back pocket. Fucking pick Gumball, pick Finn and Jake from Adventure Time. You know, like pick Steven Universe. I'm just naming off all the cartoons that I watch with my son. There's so many other characters that are relevant and have been relevant for the past 10 years. It just feels like it does disservice to the product and to the movie to have characters that are absolutely like irrelevant in the past 20 years. So they're going to try to make it interesting by making it more of like they're trapped in a game and there's like a digital world and all this, but it's gonna probably be the same. Like, I'm assuming it's gonna be the exact same movie.
Yeah.
Except LeBron's not hitting curveballs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hopeful that this iteration will still be a decent film because, like, the first one was very polarizing, right? If you read any reviews on it, it's either you hated it or you loved it. And also, like we were talking about earlier, you kind of had to know what you were getting into if you chose to watch this movie. Right?
Dude, if you go into Space Jam thinking you're going to get Citizen Kane, Jesus, man, God help you.
That's a dated reference sentence if I've ever heard one.
So that is the second time I've dropped a Citizen Kane reference in the last 3 days. I'm on fire with that reference. You have to understand what you're going into. Like, I know people that absolutely hate Space Jam, and I just don't get it. It's a kid's movie. It's dumb. It's supposed to be bad. You have a fucking basketball player as your main actor. It's going to be bad, but you just have to accept it for what it is and enjoy it. Like, LeBron's not going to be a better actor than Michael Jordan. I'm sorry. I know LeBron's been in a lot of movies.
I don't know, man. I'm ready for that discussion after we watch the movie this week because I think LeBron, based on everything he's done, his small appearances in movies, I think he's a far better actor than Michael Jordan. Man, I don't think that's debatable.
LeBron's hairline doesn't get a Best Supporting Actor nod at the Oscars. I'm going to fucking riot.
Jesus Christ. This is coming from a Lakers fan coming after his own. All right, everyone. Let us know what you think. Let us know who your favorite Looney Tune is. And if you don't know what the Looney Tunes are, do some research and let us know what you think of them. Should they still be in Space Jam: A New Legacy? Jay, thanks as always for hopping on Vover Pop Culture, and we'll talk soon.
Anytime.